So in My Hero Academia, there are some completely busted quirks. For example, there's things like One for All, and on the other hand, there is Yak Feces level perks. Literally Yak Feces. Something like, I don't know, for example, bro, having a fucking index bottle for a head. I'm not letting that go. I'm never letting that one go. But over this video, we're going to talk over the 5 quirks in the main class of My Hero Academia, which is Class 1A. So we're going to talk about all the people in Deku class. On this list, Deku is included, so he can be ranked at the bottom, but I'll go into that when we get there. We're going to talk about the top 5 clangers in this goddamn class. There ain't no bangers on this list. Let's start. Now, we easily start with the most divisive one, but just remember, my opinion is actually factual, so just remember that. Anyways, it's Ochaco Uraraka and her zero gravity. Now, I know what you're thinking, hear me out. Gravity powers are usually cool, don't get me wrong. Motherfucker from One Piece, Fujitora, is lit. Fujitora, I don't even like One Piece. I think it's really ass, honestly. But Fujitora is actually a cool ass character. Being able to drop meteors down, and he's a blind source and all that, but his gravity powers is cool. I don't remember the name of the short old man from Mob Psycho 100 from season 1, I think. His power was fucking insane. But Uraraka don't got nothing close to that. What Uraraka does is she touches you with her fingertips and then you get to float. That's literally all it does. And I guess she can release it too. She can release it and make you fall down. So yeah, if she wants, when it comes to fighting you, she can literally just push you into the air and take you out to fight. But here's the thing, she has to touch you. There's no area or anything like that to worry about. And then even this on top of it, she finally gets her quirk awakening. I'm thinking, okay, she's gonna do some crazy stuff. What stops her from slamming you to the ground and just make you not be able to move? Literally just make gravity too heavy. And you know what stops her? Her stupid ass awakening. All her quirk awakening does is if you touch something that is already touching, if you touch something that's already been affected by her quirk, then you get affected by it. So it pretty much just gives it a giant radius. Basically, it's an infinite radius, I guess you could say, on a technicality. That quirk is literally dog shit, bro. Yak Feces, Yak Underbelly, I don't care what you want to call it, bro. That quirk, it's the best out of the ones here. This is the best thing about it, is you can use it on yourself to use it for mobility. But you don't even have full control over yourself in that quirk. Because even Uraraka herself has to use jet boots and a grappling hook to get around. So if you don't have the same stuff she has to move around with that quirk, using it on yourself doesn't really do much for you. The one benefit it gives in the world of My Hero is it helps handle Shigaraki, but this is the thing, she still has to touch you. So she has to touch Shigaraki, and you know what happens when Shigaraki touches you. So yeah, she has to give you no little Diddy Uncle Bad touch feeling. I'm not getting into that. Uraraka quirk ass, okay, don't fight me on it. Now let's talk about this stupidity. Any voice from Koji Koda.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
Any voice lets you talk to animals and pretty much command them. Basically, imagine what Aquaman does, but for all animals. You're thinking, oh, that's pretty good, you know? I'd like to be able to call an assist, but when that's all your quirk is, that's terrible. First things first, the animals have to be in earshot, which yes, most animals, I don't even know if it's most, but a lot of animals have better hearing than humans. So you don't have to be as close as you would think, especially if you're shouting. But most of the fights take place in the city. How dangerous are the animals that are allowed in most cities? Like, what, you got dogs, cats, that's like the main animals you're gonna see in cities. Probably some weirdo in the city that has a lion or a tiger or some shit. But that's usually as bad as it's gonna get if you're fighting in a city. On top of that quirk, yeah, you can talk to bugs too. I guess those are the main things you'll be getting, bugs and birds. But this is a world with superpowers. Like, if you're fighting most characters, they'll have some way to deal with that. I ain't gonna say most of that, but you know, like we talked about bottle cap toes as a quirk before, so you know, if you got something like that, you just kind of shit out of luck. But a lot of people will just be able to easily deal with this dog shit ass quirk nobody cares about. And then on top of that, you have to also wait for the animals to get to you. And then the quirk awakening just gives you telepathy with the animals, so you don't have to shout to them. I'm like, this is dumb. This quirk is stupid. Honestly, if it would have been crazy if the quirk upgrade or the freaking awakening, I don't think that would it is. But if it worked on heteromorphs, that would have been a wild ass quirk upgrade. But nope, it gets telepathy. Dog shit ass quirk. Now, easily one of the best characters in the series coming up, which is Minoru Mineta.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And his quirk is pop-off. He pretty much has a quirk where he can just stick balls to any surface. So imagine when you walking with your thighs in the summer and your balls just stick to your thigh, basically. Just imagine that, and that's basically his quirk. He can stick his balls to anything, bruh. And he can bounce off of his own balls. That's definitely not gay. But anyway, it's useful for its mobility because, like I said, he can bounce off of them. But other than that, yeah, you can stick people together and stick things together, but this quirk is literally ass. And then the downside makes it atrocious. Like, I thought the downside was supposed to match. Like, Deku was breaking his bones because he didn't know how to control his quirk. Bakugo, I think, starts tearing like his muscle fibers or something like that if he overdoes it. I'm like, your quirk is really strong, so something like your muscle fibers tearing would make sense. Now you got Mineta out here literally bleeding. You literally start bleeding if you use your quirk too often. The pros and the cons are not outweighing themselves well at all here. Mineta, you're still a GOAT character, and the quirk gives you ugly ass anal bead hair, so there's that. Uh-oh, boys. It's time for Kiniku Man, aka Sato. So, Sato's quirk is Sugar Rush, which literally just allows him to eat sugar, and then he gets to multiply his strength by 5 times for 3 minutes. The more sugar he has, the longer the effects last. That's basically his entire quirk. The coolest thing about this quirk is that when you work out or anything that powers you up, since it's a multiplier, you'll get more power based on how strong you already are before you activate it. And then on top of that, it's literally just a regular ass. Honestly, this quirk shouldn't even be a quirk. It's a regular ass ability. It's literally called Sugar Rush, but that's what it is. You just get hyper. This quirk basically just makes you hyper, but I guess he gets strength with it. It's just, this quirk is, when in a show with all these strength quirks, why would I want to eat sugar and have a crash and contract fucking diabetes stage 17.2? Like, diabetes 19, bro. Like, what do I want this quirk for? When I could have had One For All, I could have had Gigantification, which just comes with a strength boost. I could have had Kendo's Big Hands, which also come with a strength boost, just because the size of your fucking hands and shit like that. Why would I do all of this? Why would I have these quirks? Why would I not want one of those instead of having to have sugar? And then you have to have it on you, so you're either gonna have raw sugar on you, you're gonna start feeling like shit. Nah, you're not lasting long. I ain't gonna front. If you're using this quirk often, you're not lasting long in this world. And on top of that, it's funny enough, because when you're exercising and stuff, you like, especially if you're going for muscle building stuff, you don't really hear about people using sugar while they're doing it. So as you're trying to get stronger, you have to lay off of the sugar. Then you have to come back to it, but then quirk's supposed to affect your personality, so I would expect you to want to have sugar. Then if your ass broke, you gotta learn how to make it. It's too much extra shit, bro. Quirk ass, bro. Now, if you defend this one, bro, you are literally trolling, and I actively am thinking less of you as a fucking person. But either way, Mashirao, I don't know how to say his name, Mashirao Ojiro, and his tail. That's it. That's the quirk. He has a tail. I don't know what you want me to say about that. He has a tail. He's not a heteromorph, so he doesn't have the traits of whatever the tail is supposed to be from. So unlike Spinner can have a tail, but Spinner also has claws and fangs and all that shit clinging to walls. All that makes more sense because he's a reptile. This motherfucker here is literally not an animal. He just has a tail. You know what this means? If you're fighting him as a normal human, I guess it's more of a hassle because, he has 3 different things. You have to worry about his hands, feet, and his tail. But also, it gives you something to grab when you're behind him to throw his ass around and like, yeah, good boy. That weird shit if you're on your Diddy time and you can do shit like that. But if you care about tails, I guess, yif. And I'm also thinking, what the hell would what would be his quirk awakening? Really think about that. What would you do as an awakening for having a tail? His design is lame as fuck too. His base design, he's literally just a plain ass looking student. And you know what they did? You know what they did for his fucking hero outfit? You look at characters like Bakugo, you look at characters like Deku, especially when Deku wears the mask. Then you look at characters like Bakugo with damn near basically got grenades on his wrist. Ojiro has a karate outfit. That's literally all it is. Like, man, they didn't give a fuck about this character. And I'm telling you, his quirk awakening, bro, they probably just gonna, it's just gonna be a reveal. And the reveal is, he's a furry, and that's a furry butt plug. It's not even a quirk. He's just a normal kid that sneaked in the UA. That's really the plot twist, bro. My man said, yes, yes! But, anyways, that's the worst quirks in Class 1A. I think I want to do this for Class B. It's just, as for footage, I ain't gonna be able to get none. You know, Class B, I don't think there's footage of all their quirks. Maybe there's manga panels, I'll look into it. But, I'm gonna stop right here. Let me know what y'all think, if y'all agree. But it don't really matter because, you know, like I said, my opinion is clearly factual. And you can disagree all you want. We'll find out. But I got nothing else to say. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. True Kingston, and I'm out.